I just bought a set of wheels and drivetrain for $3,000.
And I just bought new wheels and a new drivetrain for $800.
But just because mine costs 4 times as much, does that mean it's 4 times better?
Let's find out. We have two nearly identical full suspension mountain bikes that we've been modifying to become high performance trail bikes.
One gets expensive parts
and one gets cheap parts. Then after each episode, the bikes are returned back to stock with the exception of tires and pedals. That way we can test them to see which parts are worth spending your hard-earned money on. This whole season, low bike has been a pound lighter than high bike, and I thought it was the cranks. These cranks are a little bit different, and it turns out high bike stock cranks were 100 grams heavier, but that's not a pound, so I don't know what's going on there. Man, I'm still ticked off at you for what you did the other day. Oh, come on, it wasn't even that bad. So I let Chad go for a ride, and he borrowed my AirPods. He's riding down the road, opened the case, I guess is what he told me, and it slipped out of his hands. The case crashed to the ground and an AirPod went straight down the storm drain. So now it's lost forever and I only have one AirPod, but I'm not letting that happen again. So I got a case, an ESR Flick Lock case, who also sponsored today's video. This case is drop proof with magnetic lid lock. The front slider is pretty sick too. With one hand, it just flicks open, and it also has MagSafe charging. I have one of those chargers in my car. This case is rugged and easy to hold onto. Plus the shock absorbing polymer and air guard corners keep my case safe from the worst drops. And if you want to protect your AirPods with an ESR Flick Lock case, click my link in the description. There's a lot of terminology when it comes to bike wheels. One is radial compliance, and that means when a rim deforms vertically under load. So when you're hitting rocks, the wheel will flex, basically ovalize to absorb bumps. Then you have lateral compliance, and that's when a rim deforms with side-to-side movement.
Stock wheels that come on your bikes, especially budget bikes, are basically made to get you rolling off this showroom floor, and that's it. And when wheels are heavy, stiff, and not compliant, the bumps that you hit won't be absorbed, but instead be transferred up through your frame into your shocks. But if your shocks can't handle that, it gets transferred into the rider. Stiff wheels have their place though. Take the DT Swiss FR541. This is made for free riders that hit like 50-foot jumps. And yeah, the rims are super strong, super stiff, but when you're going 40 miles per hour, I'm sure it's pretty compliant at those speeds. But if we were to use that same rim on our trails going 15 to 25 miles per hour, we're gonna be getting rattled. So I went with Crank Brothers Synthesis Enduro carbon wheels for $16.99, weighing 1,900 grams. These wheels are tricked out, tuned differently front and rear. The front rim is just a little bit wider by 2 millimeters because, you know, the rear wheel usually holds most of your body weight and takes the bulk of the impacts, so it gets the thicker spokes. The front has lighter spokes to be more flexy and reduce trail chatter into your hands. These wheels are more complex than I can explain in one video, but the cool thing is, these rims come with a lifetime warranty. Well, Chad is pretty good at repeating brand talking points, but what he didn't mention is that carbon rims are notoriously stiffer than aluminum rims, but it sounds like their engineers did a lot to tune them, so that's good to hear. But I went with Hunt Trail Wide wheels on sale for $400. These weigh less than high bikes wheels at 1830 grams. Despite being so affordable, Hunt wheels are hand built and tuned for comfort and durability with 30 millimeters internal width. Aluminum rims are more prone to dings and dents, but Hunt says they really focused on impact resistance with these wheels. And the cool thing is, they both came pre-taped for tubeless with the valves installed, so this upgrade is gonna be a breeze. These are the tires that we installed on both bikes. Specialized Eliminator Grid T9 that saved us 300 grams a piece. They're on sale right now for just $40 a piece. I'll have a link in the description. The sidewall is pretty thick, the rubber is soft, and they're great tires for pushing our bikes to the limit to get fast times on our trails. Let's talk drivetrain upgrades. I had originally planned on making this its own episode, but I cannot think of a good reason why you'd spend hundreds of dollars replacing a 12-speed with a 12-speed other than the weight, but I guess we'll find that out later. So I went with the trusty SRAM GX group set with cranks and cassette for $360. This will save me 560 grams compared to the stock group set, and I gained two features that I love. SRAM derailleurs have a cage lockout for taking your wheel on and off really easily, and a B-gap tool makes setting up the shifting super easy. And because we listened, because you guys want our test to be somewhat close, I also went with the GX group set, but the wireless version, because I'm bougie like that. The Axis trailer is battery powered, no shifting cable needed. It cleans up the cockpit really nicely. The battery lasts for like 40 days or something, really not that bad. And I think wireless shifting is super crisp and faster than cable. So I'm installing a new shifter, but I'm reusing the old cable housing, which is totally okay. I'll just put a couple drops of tri-flow in there, and that's really gonna make the shifting super smooth. Other than wheels, cranks and cassettes are big areas where we can save weight. So I'm going with some carbon cranks, SRAM X01 and an X01 cassette, both saving me 608 grams over stock. This X01 cassette is a 10 to 52 tooth 12 speed. It's made out of two pieces, aluminum and steel, but the aluminum portion is machined out of one block of aluminum, whereas the low bike's GX axis has all the gears riveted together, and I've seen and heard multiple people wear out these little rivets, and then it starts creaking, and then you gotta replace it and get a new one. So I think spending a little bit of money on a nice cassette is a great investment. It'll last you way longer, many, many years, and it's a great way to future-proof your bike. I'm almost ready to install the back wheel, but there's one last upgrade I want to do, and that's replace these axles. I got some 1-up axles. I got the red one in the front, red accent in the back, and they may be 40 grams heavier, but I just think they're sick, man. Well, High Bike just got finished and I just weighed the thing, and you guys are gonna be blown away how much weight that lost. But I gotta get my bike all tuned up, ready to go, and I'll see you on the trail. Man, 4 pounds saved the wheels and drivetrain. I don't want to sound like a weight weenie, but that is a huge deal. And just picking these bikes up now, I mean, it feels like a completely different bike, and this should really transform how it rides on the trail. But Chad, your bike's still heavier. What happened? But I was close though. I ended up taking off my water bottle cage, you know, with the CO2 and the storage and everything. And that thing weighed 200 grams. So now the weight, I guess, is in my accessories, you know, the 1-up EDC light and the 1-up bash guard chain guide. But I need those. Those are non-negotiable. So we're back at Slaughter Pen, back in Bentonville, Arkansas, and I'm gonna go test out a climb trail with a little tech section to see how the shifting does and to see how good these hubs are.
So this is the 3rd generation Axis pod shifter, and last season I had the 2nd generation, but I didn't really like it. It was kind of slow. But on the bike stand, this pod shifter makes the GX Axis way faster than the cable. This pod shifter is amazing. I love it. Another big difference with these wheels is the hub engagement. These Hunt wheels have 72 points of engagement. Well, the high bike with the Industry 9 hubs has like 690 or something like that. So there's a tech section right behind me, and that's where it would really make a difference. So let's test it out, see if I notice. That was too easy. 72 points of engagement, that's plenty, man. Man, Evan's crazy. High engagement definitely matters. I mean, oh yeah, I love that sound, dude. All right, that's enough talk of the drivetrain. Let's head to the castle and see how much better my wheels are.
Coming up, we'll be doing time runs on Medieval, a flow trail, and Dragon Scales, a chunk trail. To get to the top, we climbed a trail called Lombard. Our upgraded bikes were much lighter, so we didn't have to be in the easiest gear as much, and it took a lot less energy to get to the top.
All right, one pedal off the top, no brakes. This trail feels smooth now. Yeah. Yeah. Well, these wheels definitely felt like they were hugging the ground, but on that trail, they also felt kind of stiff at the same time. So this whole season, I've been running 22 PSI in the back, 20 in the front, but with these wheels, it actually felt like I needed to let some air out of my tires. It was weird. But overall, these wheels felt way faster than stock. I almost pulled my brakes a few times, but I didn't. All right, Medieval, here we go. Way better line on that turn. Trail chatter is just as muted. Holding speed well. Yeah. Well, low bike definitely felt faster on those runs, but we'll see the times. The trail chatter was really muted. I could hardly even feel the bumps, and these Hunt wheels held their speed really well. I'm surprised for 400 bucks. Okay, the times are in and I'm speechless. So high bike ran 39.56 and low bike is at 39.46. And those times are so dang close. We have not seen that kind of consistency all season. Hey, even though you beat me by a 1/10 of a second, it's too close to declare a winner. No way, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird that our times are tied because my bike felt way faster. But up next is Dragon Scales, the chunky trail that's really going to show lateral and vertical compliance. You're up, Chad. All right, this is where it matters most. Chunk trail. Oh yeah, I turned that so good. This feels way effortless. I feel like I have way more traction. I can carve better. Wow. Wow, that run was way smoother, and that's that vertical compliance. But the biggest difference was the lateral compliance. Right away on the first turn, I could feel that my wheels flexed a little bit and helped me turn.
and it also dug my tires into the ground. Man, I felt like I was hooking lines and carving everything. Well, let me know in the comments, have you guys tried carbon wheels before? I don't think these aluminum wheels on low bikes stand a chance, but good luck, bro. All right, here we go, my turn. Chunk trail, yeah. I can already tell it's a little stiffer. Rolls fast though. Heavy braking, whoa. It's not hooking a line like the carbon rims, I'll say that. Yeah, man, a couple of those big hits still hurt, man. So I think the vertical compliance isn't quite as good as the carbon wheels. And then as for the lateral compliance, remember high bike was hook and line and carving turns. I didn't really feel that on low bike, so I'm kind of curious. I think high bike has me beat on this one. All right, let's hear those times. Dude, we were close. So high bike ran a minute flat. Well, low bike ran 2/10 faster, a minute 35. Dude, this is crazy. It doesn't matter if low bike goes first, second, every single downhill run except one time, low bike wins. Ever since High-Low Season 1, I've always thought that wheels were the best performance upgrade for your bike, but if we look at the cost per second for this episode, it tells a completely different story. If we combine all the times from the flow, the chunk, and the climbs, at $84 cost per second, it's almost triple the cost per second from episode 2, proving to me that suspension is the most cost-effective way to make your bike faster. Yeah, but I will say, upgrading the wheels made the stock suspension feel pretty good. Definitely didn't feel like stock suspension anymore. But hey, aren't you supposed to flash a new upgrade for next episode? Ah, not this time, because next episode, the finale of High-Low Season 2, we're gonna combine all the parts together to see once and for all if expensive equals better. I'll see you then.